Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barca News. It's November 30th, 2022, and Barcelona have decided not to attend La Liga's urgent meeting next week in Dubai. Also, Jordi Cruyff has confirmed that Barcelona would like to make some signings in the winter transfer market, and the club have missed out on the signing of the Brazilian midfielder Andrey Santos. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and as I've mentioned before, I'm currently outside the country traveling, so I'm away from my computer and all my equipment. Therefore, I will be making these videos live every day until I get back home next Monday. So this video will not be edited, so please bear with me as I try to bring you the most up-to-date news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Now, I'll begin with the news that one more Barcelona player has qualified to the round of 16, and that's Robert Lewandowski, who, even though lost with Poland against Argentina 2-0, he was able to move forward with Poland to the round of 16 thanks to the goal difference between them and Mexico, who were equal on points. Now, Robert Lewandowski's Poland will face off against Jules Koundé and Ousmane Dembele's France in the round of 16 and more Barcelona players will face off each other, which are both Frankie de Jong and Memphis Depay, who will represent in Netherlands in their match against Serginho Dest, the United States of America, in the round of 16 as well. So that means that more Barcelona players will go home next week. Now, the first Barcelona player to be disqualified from the World Cup is Andreas Christensen, whose Denmark lost today against Australia 1-0. And as a result, the Denmark have left the World Cup, and Andreas Christensen will be heading home. Now, on to the news that Barcelona have decided not to attend the urgent meeting that La Liga has scheduled for next week, where it has demanded that all La Liga's clubs show up because they're going to be discussing amendments to the statutes and the rules of La Liga. Now, Barcelona have released a statement in regards why they won't be attending this urgent meeting, and Barcelona have said in the aforementioned Extraordinary General Assembly, extremely relevant business is on the agenda concerning the modification of statutes and general regulations of La Liga that requires prior debate and a more extensive and participatory analysis to come to the best consensus that such a wide-ranging reform deserves. FC Barcelona's position has always been that of reaching consensual agreements after having examined the issue coherently and respecting all positions. Now, Barcelona also added, for that reason, we do not believe it's the right time to travel to Dubai for an event that could well take place at La Liga's headquarters. And once again, we show our opposition to any form of action that we consider damaging to the rights and interests of FC Barcelona. Now, Barcelona seemed to be objecting to attending this meeting because it was scheduled kind of last minute. And in this meeting, La Liga is going to be discussing changes to their statutes and regulations. And Barcelona are opposed to this because they believe that something so important as changing the rules of La Liga needs more time, and La Liga should have given the clubs more time so they can sit down, examine what the proposed amendments are, and decide on whether they want to vote in favor of them or not. And La Liga seems to have not given all the clubs in La Liga enough time to address and to consider these amendments, and therefore Barcelona are objecting and will not be attending the urgent General Assembly that La Liga has scheduled in Dubai, which Barcelona say could have easily been scheduled in La Liga's headquarters in Spain, which I do agree with them. It makes no sense that a Spanish league that's headquartered in Spain wants to hold a general meeting with all Spanish clubs in a different country in Dubai, which of course is most likely just a money grab, and it makes no sense to do it outside of Spain. Now, Barcelona have been clashing a lot lately with La Liga's president Javier Tebas, who they consider has been going above and beyond to make it as hard as possible for Barcelona, especially with the 1-3 rule restriction last season that prevented Barcelona to make all the signings that they wanted. And now Javier Tebas has told Barcelona that they can't make any signings in the winter transfer market unless they offload players. And Javier Tebas has also said to Barcelona that he's going to place him under a more strict 1-4 ratio rule over the summer. And it seems that that Tebas is trying to do everything in his power to make it as hard as possible for Barcelona. When the previous president was there, Josep Maria Bartomeu, he was spending the club's money left and right. He was handing out skyrocketing salaries, incredible bonuses, spending Barcelona's money, and La Liga did not say anything. And now that we have a responsible board of directors that are trying to salvage the club situation, that are trying to spend the money responsibly, all of a sudden Javier Tebas is worried about the club's financial situation and is constantly placing a roadblock after roadblock in Barcelona's way. Now, speaking of Barcelona's financial economic situation, Joan Laporta has confirmed, Javier Tebas has told Barcelona that they will not be able to activate any more economic levers next summer. And if Barcelona want to avoid any financial restrictions, that they're going to have to offload players. So most likely we're looking at offloading players like Serginho Dest, who's currently on loan with AC Milan, Hector Bellerin, who the club are not convinced with, Memphis Depay, who of course has been trying to leave the club for since the summer, since he wants a primary role and he's not having it now with Serginho Dest. With Robert Lewandowski at the club. And of course, there's the case of Jordi Alba, who Barcelona want to sit down with the player and try to rescind his contract next summer. And if not, at least try to negotiate a salary reduction, given that Jordi Alba is one of the highest paid players on the squad. Now, Jordi Cruyff gave a very interesting interview today where he confirmed that Barcelona are going to try to sign players in the winter transfer market to reinforce the squad, even though Javier Tebas has told the club that they will not be able to make any signings unless they offload players. And as I've discussed before, some of these players could be Hector Bellerin and Memphis Depay to make space for the new incoming signings, more specifically for the right back position, and probably and maybe a pivot to replace Sergio Busquets. Now, Jordi Cruyff also confirmed that Frenkie de Jong is not on the list of players who will be offloaded. He also confirmed that maybe Memphis Depay could be staying after all because Robert Lewandowski's 3-match ban, but he wasn't too determined on that topic. Jordi Cruyff kind of left the door open. He didn't really make it clear whether Depay will be leaving or not. And Jordi Cruyff also confirmed that Endrick had visited Barcelona, the club, earlier this year. Now, we've been talking about Endrick for quite some time. He's the 16-year-old striker who currently plays at Palmeiras. Of course, all the major clubs in Europe would like to sign this young sensation. He's considered one of the most promising players in the world, and he won't be able to make a jump until Europe until 2024 when he turns 18. But nonetheless, Barcelona are hoping to sign Endrick alongside with also other clubs such as Real Madrid and PSG. Now, Jordi Cruyff also confirmed that Barcelona will be meeting with Sergio Busquets. And as I've talked about in my previous video, it seems that Busquets wants to leave Barcelona at the end of the season when his contract is up. And it's presumed that he wants to go to Inter Miami in the MLS and that he already has a lot of things in place, such as the home that he's going to be living at, the schools where his kids are going to attend. But it's now being reported that Sergio Busquets has told the press that he's not going to be making a final decision until February. Now, Xavi wants to schedule a meeting with Busquets prior to February because he wants to convince Busquets to stay at the club for one more season. So we're going to have to see whether Busquets does end up leaving the club at the end of the season and heads to the MLS, or whether Xavi will manage to convince the player to stay an extra season. Now, on to the news that Barcelona have missed out on the signing of the midfielder Andrey Santos from the Brazilian club Vasco da Gama. Now, Andrey Santos is an 18-year-old midfielder. He's a pivot that Barcelona were monitoring for the past few months as a possible replacement for Sergio Busquets. And scouts reports were very positive, and Barcelona were very impressed with the player, and they actually approached the Brazilian club to try to sign the player. But it seems that Andrey Santos renewed his contract with the Brazilian club, Vasco da Gama, and he has a 40 million euro release clause. And since Barcelona are going through some financial troubles, Newcastle from the Premier League stepped in and they were able to convince the player to join their side. And it's also been reported that Newcastle have a very good relationship with Andrey Santos' agent, which helped tip the scales in the favor of the Premier League club. Now, it's reported that Newcastle are in a very advanced stages of signing the player, and they could be signing him as soon as this winter transfer market. Now, on to the news of Arnau Martinez. As I've discussed before, Barcelona are looking to sign 2 right backs. First, Juan Foyth from Villarreal this winter transfer market, followed by Arnau Martinez from Girona next summer. Now, Girona's president has confirmed that Arnau Martinez will be staying in Girona until the end of the season. However, he did say that he would like Arnau Martinez to stay at Girona for many more years more. But he did leave the door open by saying that he doesn't know what's going to happen because the market is open and anything can happen. Now, Arnau Martinez started in the Barcelona academy, so he's very familiar with the Barcelona style of play. He's only 19 years old, so he would be a long-term solution for Barcelona. And he's also expressed his interest of coming back to the club. So it's definitely a very feasible situation for Barcelona, given that the player wants to come back to Barcelona and knows how to play in Barcelona. And it's reported that he could cost around 15 to 20 million euros. So that's, of course, a very affordable price for the club. Now we will end today's video with two brief updates. The first one is about Ansu Fati. As you know, Luis Enrique called up Ansu Fati to the World Cup, but so far we haven't seen him play. And Luis Enrique was asked about why Ansu Fati hasn't been getting any playing time. And Luis Enrique said that he's actually very impressed with Ansu Fati in the trainings, but that he has 8 strikers who are very good, and there's a lot of competition. And that's the reason why Ansu Fati hasn't played so far. And it's likely that many other players won't be getting any minutes this World Cup due to the high competitiveness on Spain's squad, where there are so many talented players. Now, the second update is that Canelo Alvarez has apologized to Lionel Messi, as I reported before. Canelo Alvarez tweeted that and threatened Messi with violence because he thought that Messi had disrespected the Mexican jersey, that he had stepped on it and cleaned the floor with it. Even though the video did not show that, it seemed that the Mexican jersey was on the floor and Messi was jumping up and down, celebrating their victory against Mexico. And then he goes to take off his boot, and then he seems to kick the jersey by accident. I posted that video on the shorts, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And Canelo Alvarez got very upset about that and threatened Lionel Messi with violence. But now he apologized to Messi through his Twitter account, saying that he was his emotion got the best of him because of the passion going on with the World Cup, and that he apologized to the player. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, if you, I would like to hear your opinion about all the news that I share with you. So please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the news regarding our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barça.